So let's talk Alien Romulus. This is the brand new Alien film. That's right, they're making another Alien film. No, as yet it doesn't look like it's going to be a continuation of David, the fingering android. So fear not, he will stay doing the fingering. Childish sense of humour. Anyway, this is a brand new film set future with Fede Alvarez attached to be the director. We've got a whole cast and we've got a synopsis now. So this is interesting. I've been covering this through and through. When each little bit of information gets dropped, I'll do a video on it. So if you want to stay up to date on Alien news, hit subscribe. The cast is made up of primarily unknowns, but that's not a bad thing. One thing which will probably put people off is it's primarily made up of a younger cast. Again, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's dependent on which way you look at it. Sure, some people may consider it a bad thing, and I perfectly get that and understand. But let's take a look at this, ladies and gents. Let's dive into it. So, Alien. It is Alien Romulus. Fede Alvarez is, and it's not a reboot either. It's not a reboot. There is no confirmation that it's a reboot anywhere. So, when these kind of companies do this, it's very frustrating. Now, it may, in honesty, it may end up serving as a soft reboot. But they're not like, none of that stuff happened, we're rebooting the series. That's not, yeah. It's not like the new Batman that comes out and it's like, oh, it's a reboot of Batman's world. This is just in the same world as far as we can tell. So don't believe any of these details, any websites that say keep using the word reboot. I mean, believe obviously what they're saying, but don't believe that it's a reboot because we don't know. Production is going to be starting in 6 days' time as well, as an FYI. So this is full blown. It's going. So who is the cast? Well, cast. This is the cast. This is our young cast. So we've got David Johnson. Now he's mainly a TV actor who's got series credits including Industry and Deep State. Archie Renault previously acted in the sci-fi film Voyages and Sony Marvel's Morbius. We've got Spike Fern, TV actor, loads of credits, but also had a small role in The Batman. Eileen Wu mainly has producer credits, although she did act in one of her short films, Closing Doors. So, from left to right, Kaylee Spaney, who was previously confirmed a while ago. David Johnson, who we've actually seen in an audition tape. I'll leave that video linked above. We've got Archie Renault, Spike Fern, and Eileen Wu. Now, Spike Fern, this is the chap who has been in The Batman. I don't remember him in The Batman, I'm not going to lie. So, whatever, sure, I guess. Now, what's the details? Well, we have our first plot. In this 9th entry, so there you go, it's not exactly a reboot, is it? In this 9th entry, in the immensely popular and enduring film series, a group of young people, on a distant world, find themselves in a confrontation with the most terrifying life form in the universe. Cool, I guess. Not exactly a great plot synopsis. A group of young people find themselves on a distant planet and they're fighting an alien. I mean, that's really basic. But that is not necessarily a bad thing. You know, Ridley Scott tried to expand the world of Alien outwards into some, I don't know, pseudo-intellectual philosophical circle jerk of the origin of life. I didn't hate all of that stuff, but it culminated in nothing. And, you know, Covenant was all but a bit of a box office bomb, which is why we haven't seen anything else happening. It is interesting because Ridley Scott was courting Disney. He signed up on multiple film projects for Merlin, which seemingly was him courting Disney in an effort to solidify his future in the Alien franchise. Now, Ridley Scott is a producer on the Alien TV series, which is set in the not too distant future, although this is set in the future. So, they're probably unconnected in that way, although connected tangentially by still being in the same world. I mean, there you have it. There's not a lot going on here, in fairness, in terms of the synopsis. I don't hate it. I mean, it's just a group of young people on a distant world have to fight aliens. Now, pros, it's going to be beginning production on March 9th, so 5 days now, in Budapest. A lot of productions are going to Budapest. There must be really good tax breaks there. I'm aware that there's a pretty significant sort of presence with respect to film studios, because there clearly is a recording space there. Because a lot of productions going out there now. It just must be really, really cheap. Really cheap. Now, Fede Alvarez, if you didn't know, did The Evil Dead, Girl in the Spider's Web, and Don't Breathe. Now, he will be directing this with a screenplay he wrote, but in collaboration with Rodo Sayags. Ridley Scott, who directed the original Alien and produced and directed the aforementioned latest 2 installments, apparently is producing, but it's highly likely he's getting a producer credit just because he was involved in the original. Or I can't imagine that he's massively in the sort of producer side of it in terms of creative elements. It is unlikely. But that may not be the case, because Alvarez did pitch this Alien movie to Scott. So it may be that Scott then went to Disney and was like, look, let's go with this. Let's do it. But who knows? We will see. The interesting thing about this is the name Romulus. And if Scott liked it, it might be that it is connected to David the android. Because of Romulus and Remus, the Roman. So, yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let me know down below. I'll wait to hear more about it, I guess, and kind of go from there. But I don't hate it. There's not enough to know to hate on. But let me know what you think down below. Synopsis, good, bad. Kids fight alien, I guess. Cheers, guys. Take care.